Firstly, let me just say thank you. I am just in awe of, I'm in awe of how many of you all have supported. So thanks for every view, every like, every comment, even the ones that were maybe not too nice. I'm grateful for the engagement, and I can't tell you how many really good conversations that I had with a lot of people in my network, friends, family. But I had a couple of questions that presented from the episode that I wanted to address. So, first of all, yes, Mags and I will definitely be doing a follow up in our 10 weeks. I think now we're down to 8. I don't want to spoil, what's happening, but don't worry, I'm going to have something to share. We both will have some. We're working on it, okay? All right? We're working on it. We'll have something to share in 10 weeks. Wish us luck. So, yeah, any idea where we're to go, send it to us. And yeah, we'll go and definitely share exactly where we went. So, real talk, we really don't know whether or not we can do a thing until we give it a go. And I want to preference that and say some things, right? Because there are things that we know for sure we cannot do. Like, don't go skydiving without a parachute thinking you can fly. Like, that's an absolute, you can't, right? But we can sometimes question whether or not we are capable of actually carrying out a thing. Let me explain. Years ago, when I did my doctorate, one of the motivational theories that I studied was the self determination theory. So, how I understood the theory is basically how you perceive life challenges. Like we all go through highs and lows, and how you perceive either one determines whether or not you have enough fortitude to overcome hurdles in your life. And I was really intrigued by the idea that depending on your life experience, two people may receive or encounter the same experience, and those two different people will have two different perceptions, and their perceptions will impact their ability of whether they are motivated to continue or if they are devastated and just can't try. So I thought about people in my circle, and I could see the evidence of this theory. But after having studied that theory, I realized that sometimes if you just don't have the tools inside, sometimes it's really not possible. Or is it? So I decided that I was going to write a book. And after I published my dissertation, within a month or two, I started to jot down ideas for my book. And I based the book on lived experiences, and the book is finished. And so, I didn't think I could do my doctorate. I really didn't. I had no intentions of doing a doctorate. I did it. And then I had no intentions of writing a book, but I did it and I was able to complete it. So now I have the book or the manuscript because it isn't actually a physical book. And I'm like, all right, now I need to get it published because clearly I want to get it into the hands of another so that it can help someone. Because I really do believe with the right tools, the person who thinks they can't can discover that they really can. I think sometimes we can be our biggest obstacle. And trust me, there are obstacles beyond ourselves. But sometimes I think we contribute to those obstacles and we just need a little push or a little direction. Okay, so I have the manuscript and I'm like, all right, can I get published? Let's see. So I started querying a bunch of literary agencies and rejection after rejection. Did I get discouraged? No. I kept on trying. So one of the agents that I reached out to, she actually responded and said, the culture of publishing is different now, and the genre that you are writing really requires for you to have a following. I suggest doing a blog or a podcast and following up with me or an agent that represents this type of work and include in your query your platform. I don't have a platform. And then I asked myself the weeks following, did I really write the book for nothing? Did I waste 2.5 years jotting down these thoughts so that I can keep it saved on my computer? What was behind all that dedication? Was I doing it for nothing? And the answer is emphatically no. I had to go forward and consider the blog or the podcast. And so here we are. So I know it's in the beginning stages and I'm celebrating all things. So I was celebrating the engagement that I had for the first episode, and I'm connecting with people in my circle just to make sure I know the type of content we want to hear. But obviously, this space is for women. That's why it's called Her Private Parts. And the intention behind the title is that in writing the book, I realized honesty is key in helping another person. Just because of how society is, oftentimes we present a different version of reality because we're trying to procure an image. And if I'm really trying to help somebody, it isn't going to be helpful if I'm not telling you the truth. So in the book, I'm expressing truths. And I wanted this podcast to mimic exactly what I'm doing in the book, whereas, there's parts of our lives that are not sexy. They are not something you want to market, something that you want to publicize, but it's reality. We're not the only ones dealing with it, and it isn't anything that we alone are encountering. Sometimes the person who's encountering it doesn't have the tools innately to navigate, and I don't want to be the reason why someone else doesn't have the opportunity to champion through their challenge, their struggles, to overcome the obstacles. Why not share the truth? And maybe my truth will inspire yours, or maybe our truth, because some of y'all will definitely be on this couch. The podcast will air every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. So the next episode after today, the 8th, will be in 2 weeks. So look out for that drop. I'll be sending out teasers to remind you all a couple of days in advance, but subscribe. So that way you'll be alerted when I post something, because I need a platform to publish this book. And if it doesn't happen, at least I tried a thing, because I didn't think I could go this far. Okay, with all that said, I'm curious, is there something that you have considered doing that you have not put in the efforts to do, or you question your ability and the questioning has discouraged you? I'm going to say what I said in the beginning, which is real talk. We really don't know whether or not we can do a thing until we try it. Some things are absolute. It's a no. And some things are an absolute. It's a yes. So these are shorts, okay? My little parts of me segment. I'll be sharing those too, where I have a moment with you. And I hope you keep on tuning in. So don't forget, put me in your rotation and subscribe so that you know when the next episode is dropped. Thanks for watching Her Private Parts, Real Talk with Dr. Chaz. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join us again on October 22nd, where we'll be discussing a relevant topic with our next guest.